Yo brolies, before the year ends, I just want to say dreams do come true, and you just have to believe and wait for your turn. If you tell me a few years ago that I'll end up having a desk setup like this, I'd say you're crazy. But all of these are thanks to you more than anything else in the world. Yeah, I worked hard for it, but without you and your support, this wouldn't even be possible. So today, let me share with you my dream desk setup. I'm also going to give away a few items, so make sure to watch the entire video. Let's get into it. Alright, so without further ado, starting here on the left side, I have an IKEA Helmer shelf, and on top of that, I have an ASUS RT-AX86U router, which is then connected to a Trendnet 5-port 2.5GB Ethernet switch. Below that, I have my mechanical keyboard switch collection, which is not much to be honest, but these are the switches that I've used on my keyboard builds. Underneath it, I have the default modem router from our ISP, which is connected to the ASUS RT-AX86U main router. I also have here my Synology DS920 NAS, which is also connected to the Trendnet switch as part of my overall 2.5GB Ethernet network. With this, I'm able to edit videos of my NAS, either using my MacBook Pro or my PC, instead of having the raw files on just one machine. By the way, I had to use a 2.5GB Ethernet USB adapter since the Synology DS920 only has 1GB Ethernet port. Besides the Synology DS920 I have my ATH M50X-BT Bluetooth headphones, which to be honest, I rarely use nowadays since I got my AirPods Pro 2. I have it placed on a wooden wrist rest from Iron Meets Wood. Speaking of that, I'm giving away one Iron Meets Wood headphone stand, so keep on watching to know how to join. Next, below that, I just have a few black boxes to keep things a little bit tidy, and underneath that, I have all my tools, backup power bank, smart air pump, and some miscellaneous items. Now moving to the right, I have an IKEA Helmer drawer here full of crap and other items that I want to have within my reach. On top of that, I have a wooden pen holder also from Iron Meets Wood. Also from Iron Meets Wood is my so-called endgame table made out of solid mahogany wood. This is not a sponsored video by Iron Meets Wood, they just happen to be my friend and a huge supporter to the channel. Congratulations on the wedding, by the way. Behind the desk, I have a smart LED strip from Global Gears Distribution that also goes all the way throughout the entire length of the table. This is also voice activated, together with pretty much all the lighting here in the studio. Now, still here on the left side, I have my MacBook Pro 14, which I just recently purchased from Beyond the Box, and probably one of the best decisions I've made so far when it comes to my overall investment for everything that I do. This allows me to do my work, media consumption, and even gaming anywhere I want, and so far, everything I throw at it, it can handle it, except for games that only work on a Windows PC. If you're interested in a dedicated video about my overall experience with the MacBook Pro 14, let me know in the comments below. I have it placed on a laptop mount integrated with the rest of my video production setup here using some monitor arms from Loop Alloy. By the way, I'm going to put all the links to everything I will mention in this video below, so make sure to check it out if you find something interesting. Speaking of my video production setup, here right above the MacBook Pro 14 is an Ambitful FL80 80W video light on a parabolic softbox mounted on the ceiling using a Selens wall mount. And to partner with that, I also have a newer 660 LED video light here on the other side, also mounted on the ceiling. For my overhead microphone, I'm using a Sennheiser MKE600 shotgun microphone mounted on a standard boom arm, which is then mounted on a monitor arm. I actually have a dedicated pole with 4 arms for my laptop, microphone, and 2 cameras, and another pole dedicated to my ultra-wide monitor. Speaking of camera, my overhead camera is a simple Sony ZV-1, which is ideal for this setup because it is quite lightweight. Although this mount can also handle my Sony a6400 without any problem. Of course, I also have the HDMI cable and the dummy battery here, which is now properly cable managed compared to before. The other camera mount is actually behind my MacBook Pro, which is mounted upside down to get that perfect angle while maintaining a safe distance from my MacBook. Both these arms are highly adjustable. I use this camera for my on-cam recordings. Now, one can argue that the placement of my speakers here up top is not ideal, and I completely agree with that. However, given the amount of space I have on top of my desk, it's nearly impossible to squeeze them in. So yeah, I'm not an audiophile, so I don't really care, to be perfectly honest with you. By the way, this is the audio Engine HD3, which I got from Digital Walker and is mounted on the wall using the Pinpoint AM41 speaker mount. And since the HD3 is a little bit small for it, I added some EVA foams. Now, before we go through the peripherals, here in the right corner, I have an art piece of a torn down iPod Touch, which fun fact is the only Apple device I had before I got hooked into the Apple ecosystem last year. This is from X-Ray Art. Right beside it, I have the so-called Troublemaker keyboard stand, also from Iron Meets Wood. This is usually a stand for desks, but I modified it to be mounted on the wall, and I think it worked out great, especially partnered with some of these LED lights. Now below that is my Cooler Master NR200 Mini ITX PC, which I still use for gaming, live streaming, and recording 4K video right off my dual camera setup, because unfortunately, all those things can't be handled by the MacBook Pro 14. If you want to learn more about this PC build, you can watch my dedicated video of it here. Now here I have the Momax Q.Mag Pro 3 3-in-1 MagSafe charger for my iPhone 13 Pro Max, Apple Watch Series 7, and the Apple AirPods Pro 2, which I also got from Digital Walker. I really like this one. It is very clean looking and charges my devices relatively fast compared to other chargers that I've tried before. Besides it, I have the 8-bit Do Ultimate Bluetooth game controller, which perfectly matches my setup. I use it to play NBA 2K23 either on my iPad or on my MacBook Pro 14. Personally, I think this is better compared to the GuliKit King Kong 2 Pro because it has better build quality and it also has a really convenient charging dock. I've yet to make a dedicated video about this, so let me know if you're interested in that. I also have a real plant here besides my mini ITX PC to add a little bit of life to the setup. Now moving towards the center of the desk setup, I still use the Cooler Master GM34CW ultra-wide monitor, the first version, and it still works perfectly fine. Although next year I'm planning on upgrading to an OLED ultra-wide monitor, depending on the upcoming models in 2023. But to be honest with you, the Cooler Master GM34CW is still pretty good and should be sufficient enough for most people. I just can't help but compare it to the quality of the Liquid Retina XDR display of the MacBook Pro 14. But at the end of the day, this is still one of the best relatively affordable ultra-wide monitors in 2022. On top of that, I have a BlitzWolf BWCML3 curved monitor light, which is absolutely perfect for the curve of this monitor. It has an RGB backlight, albeit the projection upwards is less than ideal. The important thing here is the main light shining towards my desk. It also has this little wireless knob for adjusting the color temperature and brightness. Besides it, I also have a wooden coaster ready for use. Underneath the monitor, I have an Elgato StreamDeck, which as you can tell, I've yet to set up for the MacBook Pro 14. Below it, I have one of the best, if not the best, Thunderbolt 4 docks out in the market, albeit quite expensive to be honest with you, the Caldigit TS4. I got this because of its 2.5GB Ethernet port and pretty much all the input and output ports I'll ever need for my MacBook Pro 14. And if necessary, I also plug it in on my mini ITX PC build. I also mounted a Ugreen USB-C hub here under the laptop holder just in case I need more ports. Everything is hidden nicely using zip ties. Now, in terms of peripherals, the mouse of choice is a Logitech MX Anywhere 3S because the MX Master is too big and heavy for my liking. This allows me to quickly change between the MacBook Pro 14 and the mini ITX PC. And for the keyboard, I'm using the Rakk Haribon wireless mechanical keyboard featuring the popular Arizo layout in a full CNC aluminum chassis. This has yet to come out, but if you want to learn more about this, you can watch my dedicated review here. And for the mousepad of choice, I'm currently using a medium Delta Hub Felt Deskmat. I chose this because its 12 by 35 inch size is perfect for the available space on my desk without going under my monitor compared to the standard 900 by 400mm desk mats. Speaking of standard 900 by 400mm desk mat, aside from the Iron Meets Wood wooden headphone stand, I'm also going to give away one ODM Gear Patent Vintage desk mat from the Deskmat Foundry. So keep watching the video to learn how to join. Now moving towards the right side part of my desk, you'll see the long table that I use for shooting unboxings and b-rolls. Although lately, I've been shooting all my unboxings on my main desk. Again, this is from Iron Meets Wood, which I've been using for a couple of years now. It's still pretty solid, albeit with some scratches here and there, but it is definitely one of my favorites here in the studio. Underneath it, I have a bar stool that I use for shooting unboxings and keyboard sound tests, and right beside the table, I have another IKEA Helmer drawer for my camera gears and accessories. On top of it, I have a Marshall Uxbridge voice that I use as my voice assistant for controlling pretty much everything around the studio, and a little Himalayan salt lamp beside it just to add a little bit of warmth. Now, a proper desk setup should have a proper cable management, right? Well, you'll be the judge. Let me know in the comments below what you think about my cable management. Under my desk, since I have such a small space here in the studio, I also have some storage space and a garbage bin. I also have here my external hard drive enclosure, which I use as cold storage for my video raw files. And lastly, I also have here my Behringer UMC22 audio interface. I decided to put it down here since I don't usually mess around with its settings. Now, before I finish this video, I actually decided to customize my MacBook Pro 14 with some skins from my tattoo skins. It's not the best fit, to be honest, and I had to manually cut some parts, but at the end of the day, I was able to make it work. I also add a case on top of that just because I'm OC, it's kinda my baby right now. I might remove them altogether at some point, but what do you think about this new look? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, giveaway time. On top of the wooden headphone stand and the ODM Gear patent vintage desk mat, I'm also going to add a wooden wrist rest also from Iron Meets Wood. So that's a total of 3 items for one lucky winner. All you have to do to join is like and share this video. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Like and follow Iron Meets Wood and the Deskmat Foundry to show your appreciation. And comment down below which part of this desk setup is your favorite with a hashtag year-end setup tour. Check the description below for more important information. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks as well to Iron Meets Wood and the Deskmat Foundry for sponsoring the giveaway items. Let me know in the comments below what you think about my current setup, and if there are things that I could improve, let me know. Again, thank you for all your support, and I appreciate each and every one of you, including the brands that I've collaborated with this year. Looking forward to 2023, and I hope we finally catch that big break. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're awesome.